Diddy is already sitting in a federal prison in New Jersey serving 50 months. His legal team celebrated parts of that verdict as a win. They thought the worst was behind them. And then yesterday, the LA County District Attorney announced they are reviewing a brand new criminal case against him. A second case, a completely separate jurisdiction, a completely different accuser. And if charges are filed, this could mean Diddy never sees the outside of a prison again. I'm going to break down exactly what happened, allegedly, who filed this case, why it went all the way from Florida to Los Angeles, and what this could mean for Diddy's future. But we'll get into it on the other side. Okay, so Diddy is currently serving a 50-month sentence in a federal prison in New Jersey. He was convicted in 2025 for violating the Mann Act, transporting people across state lines for SCX. He was acquitted on those SCX trafficking and racketeering charges, and his team leaned on those acquittals publicly. The message from his camp was, yes, he is in prison, but not for the worst things they accused him of. That narrative, I feel, just got a lot more complicated. Jonathan Hay is a music producer and publicist who was working on a project collaboration with CJ Wallace. Now, you guys know, if you don't, that's the son of the late notorious B.I.G. and Faith Evans. So, Hay is not a random accuser. He was on the inside of Diddy's professional circle working on a legitimate music project connected to one of hip hop's most sacred legacies, the B.I.G. catalog. Now, that context matters because it explains how he ended up, allegedly, alone in a room with Diddy not once, but twice. Now, has identified himself as one of the anonymous plaintiffs in a prior civil lawsuit against Combs. This is not the first time he has raised these allegations. He's been trying to be heard for some time now. According to TMZ, in September 2020, Hay claims he ended up in a room with Diddy, who was pleasuring himself into one of Biggie's shirts before telling Hay, allegedly, to come finish him off in a sexual sense. Now, Hay claims Diddy took the shirt that he ejaculated into and threw it at him. Now, then in March 2021, Hay claims he flew to LA to continue his project with CJ, but ended up inside a room alone with Diddy again. Now, Hay alleges Diddy called him a snitch and forced his penis into his mouth. Two separate incidents, 2 separate years, the same accuser, the same location, and the same person who kept showing up uninvited to a music session that had nothing to do with him. That is a pattern, not a one time allegation. But from what I saw on that video, or let's say I heard, I, I think it would be kind of hard, no pun intended, for Diddy to force that into anybody's mouth. Wouldn't it be like sucking on your pinky? Let me move on. Let me move on. Hay filed this report in Florida in September 2025. Detectives spent months building a case, and now, June 2026, it lands on the DA's desk in Los Angeles. This did not happen overnight. This was a deliberate, methodical investigation that followed the evidence from one state to another. Diddy's civil attorney issued a statement saying Mr. Combs categorically denies as false and defamatory all claims that he sexually abused anyone. He looks forward to vindicating himself in court where such matters are decided and not in the media. That is the standard denial. Every accused person says this. What is notable is what they did not say. They did not address the specific timeline, the specific location, or the specific connection to CJ Wallace's project. A categorical denial with no specifics is a legal strategy, not an answer. Also worth noting, CJ Wallace filed a counterclaim in Florida describing Hayes' allegations as a calculated smear campaign aimed at damaging his reputation and seeking compensatory and punitive damages. So now you have Diddy denying it and Biggie's son denying it. The accuser is taking on two fronts simultaneously. Just so we clear, A state criminal charge is completely separate from a federal conviction. Diddy's federal sentence does not protect him from state prosecution. If the LA County DA files charges and Diddy is convicted in California, those sentences can run consecutively, I'm sorry, meaning on top of his existing 50 months, not at the same time. A 50-month federal sentence plus additional state time could mean Diddy, who is 56 years old, never leaves prisons as a free man. The DA has not filed charges yet. The case is still under review, but the fact that the LAPD detectives spent months investigating, built the case, and submitted it to the DA means they believe there is something worth prosecuting. DAs do not review cases that arrive with nothing behind them, okay? Every time Diddy's legal team has said the worst is over, something new has emerged. They said the bail denial was temporary, he stayed in prison. They said the sex trafficking acquittal was a partial win. Now a second jurisdiction is building a case. The pattern is not Diddy getting unlucky. The pattern is a legal system methodically working through a list of accusations, one jurisdiction at a time. The question is not whether Diddy is guilty. A jury already answered that part of the question. The question to me is how many more jurisdictions are still holding a file with the name Sean Combs on it? Before you go, if you made it this far, you're already part of the royal community. If you're not, hit that subscribe button, like this video. If I gave you something to think about today, share it with somebody, anybody who needs to see it, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Diddy is guilty of this, or is this just another bogus attempt at a money grab? We seem to be getting a lot of these days within the music industry. Keep in mind, I read and I try to respond to every single comment. Also, before we go, if you would like to support this channel and see it grow, which I hope you will, please check out my ebook, Prenups, Postnups, and Power Moves, a simple, honest guide to money, protection, and power in relationships. The link is in my link tree in the bio, as well as in the description. Your support through the likes, views, and comments have really been so amazing. And the support of purchasing this ebook will just be the icing on the cake. Also, make sure to check out the other videos in my Diddy catalog, okay? Thank you all for everything. Let me get out of here and go to the gym. But until next time, stay crowned royals. I'll see y'all.